Hey there, ninjas. How are you? It's Steph. It's been a little while since I've done a Facebook Live, but I wanted to pop in because I have something really exciting to share. Uh, I don't know if you've noticed, but we have a ninja in our midst here in the group. Her name is Robin Donovan, and she is a member of the group. She's an incredible recipe developer, and she actually writes for Fearless Fresh as well. And I'm excited to announce that her new book is out, and it's called Dessert Cooking for Two. And I know this is maybe backwards on your screen because sometimes it displays backwards. But the cool thing about Robin's new book is it addresses a problem that I personally have, and I'm sure other people have too, which is that if you make dessert, you suddenly have like 50 cookies in the house, or a whole freaking cake, or like a huge thing of ice cream, or like whatever it is you're making. And then your dietary goals go out the window until that's gone. And then you have like the sugar burnout stage, right? Where you ate too much sugar for a couple of days till all the cookies were gone because we don't want to waste food, right? We spent money on the ingredients and we don't want to throw away food. So, of course, the alternative is to eat all of the sugars and we eat them all. And then we feel like crap for like a week afterwards and our joints hurt. And like, I don't know about you guys, but like my body does not like sugar. Like there's all sorts of fallout. So when I make dessert in the house, I generally need to like make very small amounts or get it out, like give it away, give it to people, like send it to work with my partner because I cannot have it in the house. Okay. I come from a long line of sugar fiends and my body really does not like when I overindulge in sugar. So I am super excited about Robin's new book because it literally, like every recipe in this book is for two people, like two people. It's awesome, right? So you make a couple of cookies, two little ice cream sandwiches like are on the cover, and then they're gone. They're gone, and they don't haunt you for the rest of the week. They don't sit in your pantry and go, eat me. We are 50 cookies hiding in a bag. You spent money on us as ingredients. Please, please eat us now or you're a terrible person. And then you do eat them and then your body goes, no, now you're a terrible person, right? Because you just ate 50 cookies. So some of the ingredients in this book or some of the recipes in this book are incredible. I've made a couple. And I need to make a couple more because I actually want to review the book on the website and take some photos. And I haven't had a chance to actually take any photos yet. But some of the things in here that I wanted to share with you guys. There's a couple. Okay, so the strawberry mousse is like literally 4 ingredients, right? It's like strawberries. Sorry, 3 ingredients. It's even fewer. It's strawberries and sugar and whipping cream. And that's it. And you can throw it together in like 10 minutes. Right? 10 minutes of work for a strawberry mousse that you lay on the table and people are like, oh my God, that was fucking ungodly good. And then it's gone and you don't have a gallon of strawberry mousse in your fridge going, eat me for the next week. There's a couple more in here. Sour cream apple mini pies. I don't know if you've ever had a sour cream apple pie, but it is like the best thing in the world come fall. You have the sweet apples or even tart apples if you use Granny Smith, and then you use a sweet and sour cream. So it has like a little bit of that like tang to it, but it's also sweet, and then the creaminess of the sour cream custard with the apples is just like like it's freaking incredible. Mimosa cupcakes with champagne orange buttercream, again surprisingly super easy to make. Like you can make the whole thing in like the prep is like 10 minutes and then baking it is 20 minutes. It's super easy, super delicious. Let's see what else was in here that I like. The toffee pecan sandies. Like, I don't know if anybody out there likes sandy cookies. Like my grandma raised me on sandy cookies, right? They're the ones that kind of crumble. They have like kind of a shortbread kind of texture to them. And then the pecan, like brown sugar flavor is just like, oh, it's so good. And like this recipe literally gives you 6 cookies. Six cookies, right? That's 3 regular sized cookies per person, and then they are gone. You are not committing to a week of binging on dessert if you bake from this book, which is really exciting. The coffee crumb cake is really good. There's a tiramisu recipe in here that's divine. I mean, you really can't get. I mean, seriously. Like, so here's my number one problem when I buy baking books. Like, I have well over 1,000 cookbooks, and I'm sure you've heard me like sort of lament on my cookbook problem, right? And all of them, every time I make a recipe, especially a dessert recipe, the first thing I have to think about is, what am I going to do with a whole cake? What am I going to do with 50 cookies? Because I know if they're here, I'm going to eat them, and it's a problem. And so this book is a revelation. Like I brought it home and I left it on the table and my partner was like, what's that? Because he's also become obsessed with baking for two because he's just as bad as I am. He knows if there's cookies in the house, like we're both going to just like go nuts and eat them. And so like he's been digging up recipes on the internet for how to make brownies in a loaf pan, which is literally like two brownies like that big. How to make little tiny cakes for the two of us because we don't want to go overboard. So when I brought this book home, he was super freaking stoked, right? And he flipped through it and was like, oh my God, there's a lemon meringue mini pie recipe in here. And oh my God, little tiny cinnamon pear galettes. Like, and there's other stuff in here too that's, there's like kind of your standard dessert recipes, right? Like strawberry rhubarb pie. Strawberry rhubarb crumble. But there's also some really creative stuff in here too, right? So like the bourbon peach cobbler, like I really want to make that because I'm like, hello, that sounds amazing. Lemon white chocolate truffles, because I cannot talk today. It's our first day. It's not 105 degrees here. It's 84 degrees. And I'm like, oh my God, I can breathe. Like lemon white chocolate truffles, like you throw them together, they're like literally 15 minutes of work. And that's the other thing about this book, right? Is they're all super fast. So if you want to make dessert on a weeknight, like you're just having a craving and you don't want to go to the bakery or the grocery store or whatever, and you don't want to buy baked goods from the grocery store anyway, because they put all sorts of like preservative crap in there. It's not good for you to eat. And so it's actually one of the reasons we have a rule in this house. And there are a few exceptions, but the rule is generally if we want to eat something sweet, we have to make it, right? So if we want a pie or cookies or a cake or whatever, like we have to put in the effort required to make it from scratch. And let me tell you that honestly, like kiboshes like half of our cravings for baked goods because it takes a long time. It's annoying, right? It like takes forever to put together a cake and then I got to frost it and then I got to make the frosting. And it's like, I went to pastry school, right? So like, I don't put like a small amount of effort into everything. Like I have this weird overblown ego thing that says everything has to take like 3 hours if I bake it. And it's not a great place to come from. This book is like saving my butt because like, hi, I can put together a cake in 15 minutes and then it takes 45 to bake and it's done. Some of this stuff actually doesn't even take bake time. Like the strawberry mousse time, like you don't even have to bake it. You don't even have to turn on the oven, like which is kind of incredible this time of year for everybody in the Western Hemisphere. Cinnamon sugar monkey bread. Like I grew up on monkey bread. My grandma called it sticky buns instead. But when I was little, like my grandma would throw a bunch of like dough balls in an angel food cake pan, right? And then cover them with like the brown sugar cinnamon sticky goodness, right? And like that for me is like, that is like a slice of like the only happy part of my childhood, right? Like for some reason, monkey bread always makes me like remember my grandma, who just died actually this year, which is a bummer. But she was too old to bake anyway, so she stopped eating baked goods. Hello. See, and Neville also approves of this book. This book is Neville approved because this little jerk loves to steal baked goods off of my counter while I'm baking or when I'm not looking. So Neville approves as well. So I'm going to drop a link to this book in the comments. And at some point in the next couple of weeks when I find a spare minute, because it's super busy lately, I'm going to review this book for reals. I'm going to write a post, I'm going to make a recipe, and I'm going to take some pictures. I just don't have time. But I wanted to make sure that all of you ninjas in this group knew that we had a super ninja in our midst. And again, that's Robin Donovan, and she wrote this book, Dessert for Two. If it's backwards, you can still see Robin Donovan, or down here. I can't read backwards either. Robin Donovan, and the tagline for the book is 115 perfectly portioned sweets for every occasion, and accent on perfectly portioned, because this book will like leave you feeling like you got your just desserts, haha. And it's not going to like spike your blood sugar and cholesterol up to like 90,000, right? So this is the book for people who love dessert, but also understand that moderation is key. Buy this book. Buy this book right now if you love dessert, but suffer from going overboard whenever it's in the house. So I'm going to drop a link below this video. And then when I write the review, I'll also drop a link into the group so you can read it and check it out. And I hope you have a good day, ninjas, and I will talk to you soon.